Advent of Code, Day 12. Okay. Sure. Mm, Yeah. Mhm. Actually, no. Okay. Do you parse or did I? Oh, right. Right. That's what I thought. I think it's Aster. And you look parsed correctly. Great. That's not. Shapes, yes. And there's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay. Um, Shape index 4. And you need rotations. Okay. 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 Um, I have transpose. Are we allowing transpositions? Rotated and flipped. Okay. Do I have flipping? Or sorry, rotation. No. Okay. Yep. Sure. Um. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And at that point, I've got presence with all the rotations and stuff, so now I just need to rotate. Uh, what is the best way to rotate? Why is my mind blanking? Um, I think these are actually all 3x3, which is nice. So just that would then, yeah, that looks right. Yep, that looks right. Okay, I think that's right. So I've got all of those. I've got the region. Do that. Yeah. How many? Okay. Just out of curiosity, how many are we dealing with? How many regions? 1,000. Great. And this is 3, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. How big are these? Are any of those actually... Um, that's insanity. Um, and a stupid number of presents. So we want to be greedy. I don't want to fully brute force you because you're going to be. This is essentially Tetris. Um, and then we can have that, 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 that. Which is then 5 times 2, which is great. Um, yeah, I don't want to brute force this because I don't think it's reasonable. But let's just try. This is absolutely horrible, but sure. And there's never a. It should always be as far up as possible. Unless. So these are always 3 by 3. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's gonna be interesting. Yuck. Okay, yuck. Wow, I really. Ew. That's all. Okay. Mm-hmm. These always are take up all three rows and columns. So I need. I really hate this. That's a dumb test. Same size as one additional present with shape 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have that. did I even call this? Presence. And you should come out as 3. What did I do wrong? Okay, so that is a good quick filter. That's good to know. You know what? Sure, it's gonna be what? The add request. Oh, and then I clicked. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I'll figure that out later. Um, I'm sorry. I'm dumbfounded because my solution is wrong. That's okay. For one thing, okay, so for one thing, there was only one part today. For another thing, I'm flabbergasted. So I am going to want to solve this properly. I was getting ready to solve it properly, and I spent some time trying to solve it properly, but clearly you don't need to. This is a Tetris game. Like fundamentally, this is Tetris, except instead of in Tetris you've got exactly 4 things uh, in each shape, thus the name Tetris. Here, this is it's not pentominoes. In Tetris, you've got tetrominoes, tetra for 4. Pentominoes would be 5. What would it be? Septominoes for 7? It's probably septominoes. So we're doing like septomino packing. Um, Now, doing proper septomino packing means that you need to go through and see, can you fit everything? Um, that's computationally expensive uh, and hard. Uh, but there is a very simple preliminary check that you can do, which is just count how many items are in each shape. And I didn't even look that closely, but it's all okay. So here in the example input, it's all sevens. In the real input, we've got 7 here, we've got 7 here, we've got again 7 there. Here, this is a pentomino. This is a what sextomino, another septomino. Uh, so for here, for this 35 by 43, we need to at least fit as many pound signs into this region as we get out of all these shapes. Ignoring the shape itself, if we can't fit that many pound signs, then we can reject it just by pigeonhole principle. That's easy enough to code. I don't need to worry about any sort of true packing. And so that's what this test pack quick does. Test pack quick is not not actually doing a full solution. Because, like we see, I take this input. Oh, right. Test pack quick. Here, we get the answer of 3 when we know that actually the second region and the first regions all work, but the third line does not because we're adding an extra shape and it just doesn't fit. But we do have enough empty squares for it. So that test is incorrect. Despite it being incorrect, for some reason, we actually can get the right answer by just by at least for my input. I don't know if this is true for all inputs, but I'm getting the right answer here if we just have enough squares for all the pound signs. Now it does kind of make sense that as you get larger and larger grids, you have more freedom for for shaping the pentominoes or septominoes and all that stuff to pack them in very, very tightly. Like we saw over here, I take no for my input I take 2 5s. I can pack them in like this with no gaps. There's probably other combinations here. Like if we do 2 zeros, I mean that's actually here. If we have 2 zeros, we get this, which is very well packed. And then take that and combine that with a couple of 4s, for example. So actually, no, not a couple of 4s. This is not quite the right shape. Um, but we could, let's say we did combine this with a couple of 4s and we flip this whole thing. So, since these are all pounds, doesn't matter how correct I am. That's just the inverse, right? So I can take this, I can shift it over by 1, and then take this, shift it in there. Actually, is that the one I wanted? Yes, this is the one I wanted. Sorry, I wanted one more dot. Yeah, shift it over like this, stick that there, stick this in here, stick this in here, and then on the next line we have this. So doing a packing like that, now we've got 2 blank spots here, 1 blank spot here, but it's extremely well packed, and we might be able to find other combinations as well to continue packing super tightly, right? I'm not going to go and work through all of that logic. It's going to be kind of crazy. But because of that, it does make sense that as these grids get large, we can assume that the number of blank squares that we need to have in the optimal packing is generally going to stay pretty small because we can probably find amazing packings like this. Uh, so long as we're actually getting enough variety of pieces, and we're getting a lot of variety in this input. So I don't know if it's just guaranteed that this quick packing test, which is literally only counting presence of pounds, if that's true for all inputs, if it's going to be general. I assume there's some edge cases that could be constructed where this will break, like here, if we had a shape that had, oh no, dot dot dot. If we had an extra shape like this and we had to pack this in, strictly speaking, there's enough room, but if we're just counting the pound signs, but it doesn't truly fit in practice. Um, but it's entirely possible that Eric planned it, that no, this simple check is all we need. Um, it's all I need. And I got the right answer. I'm still very surprised. I'm going to be interested to see if anybody really worked through the full packing logic. Um, I know somebody eventually will. But that surprisingly quickly brings us to the end of Advent of Code for this year. Have all 12 days solved. We're actually already nearing 1,000 people solving the entire year. And yeah, it is definitely weird to be done in 12 days, but yeah, Eric needs to be able to not spend his entire life producing puzzles for Advent of Code, so it's fine. Uh, it's glad to I'm glad to see that we still have had an Advent of Code, even with no global leaderboard and even with a shortened schedule. And I'm glad to see on the Reddit he also indicated that he doesn't really necessarily see an end soon. So yeah, I mean, it's a I could have done better, especially on the last few days. I had some big flubs, like nearly 2 hours here, and overcomplicating other problems. But still a great event. Still love it. And that's all I got for this year. Uh, so yeah, I may be back next year. I may not be. We'll see. I at least for the videos. I mean, I fully expect to be back solving these, but we'll see if I continue to record them next year. So until then, uh, so it's been Advent of Code, and thanks for joining because you're watching the videos. I still don't know why you are. But yeah, it's all for me. Bye.